Hello, film fans. Welcome to All the Film Things. I'm your host, Elizabeth. Thank you for listening. If you're enjoying this podcast, please leave a review or a rating. Also, be sure to follow All the Film Things on Instagram for updates and more film things. For the first episode recorded in 2025, we are talking about something that has been a popular topic of conversation and debate online: cinema etiquette. And we will be sharing some of our own movie theater stories along the way. Joining me is sometimes filmmaker and Letterboxd Patron member Freddy Burgos and movie critic Matthieu Côté. Thank you both so much for joining me today.
Thank you. It's good to be back on the podcast.
Yes, nice to be back as well. My second time, so nice to be here.
Yes, both of your second times. Matthieu was on Last Samurai back in Noirvember.
Yep.
And Freddy's back after the Killers of the Flower Moon episode last year.
Oh my gosh, has it really been a year?
About, yeah.
Wow.
I'm so happy to have you both back on. And I wanted to start off by asking you both a little bit about your personal movie theater experiences, since, as the cinephiles we are, we greatly value the theater experience, certainly more than casual moviegoers. So, Matthieu, I'll pose this question to you first. What is the first memory that comes to mind when I ask, what has been your greatest theater experience?
Wow, that's a great question. I mean, I'm not going to like early memories when I was a kid, but one of the most memorable experience I had was in 2009, if I'm not mistaken, when we saw Inglourious Basterds. Was it 2008, 2009? I don't remember exactly. But me and my...
2009.
It was
yeah.
2009.
2009, perfect. So me and my friend, we went to see Inglourious Bastard. The first showing we went, it was at like early PM, early afternoon. We sat there, so excited to see the film. And I don't know if you remember, but the first scene of the movie is in French, in most part. So the movie started, and I'm from Quebec, so most of the movie here are dubbed, but some movies are in English. So the movie started, and we were a bit confused, like, is this movie dubbed or not? And then the first scene with Brad Pitt starts, and it was the dubbed version in French. Everyone in the theater stood up and left the place because they made a mistake. It was not the original language version. So we had to come back later that day. We came back during the night, and they gave us tickets to go there. So now it was a packed house at night, and it's such a great theater experience. Every Quentin Tarantino films, I have like great memories of them, but this is one of them where we were laughing at the end when the big carnage happened. So it was absolutely like a memorable experience, and ever since that time, I always try to go see Tarantino film with that same friend, and I didn't laugh as hard as I did I think at that time when I was watching Inglourious Bastard, and it was the whole day was kind of messy, and just leading up to that experience was kind of like climactic. So that's one experience I remember really loving.
But how old were you? You must have been really young. That's a violent film.
I'm born in '93, so I was 16. That's okay. 16 is fine.
Oh, he's not that young. I was like 9 years old when Inglourious Basterds came out.
Well, okay. I thought you were younger than that. You look younger than you are.
I'm old, Liz. I'm old.
Okay.
You thought I was a teenager.
No, I just thought you were maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years younger than that.
No. I was 16. 16 was okay to go see Inglourious Basterds. And in Quebec, I think it's rated 13 and plus. So even if I was 14, I would have been able to see it. So we have a different rating system in Quebec. They're very they're not as strict as they are in other countries. Yeah.
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 I should have known you'd say Tarantino. That's your guy. That's your dream interview. So,
yeah.
Freddie, how about you?
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get too greedy because I have a lot of great theater experiences over the years, especially when it came to watching a lot of Marvel movies with a couple buddies. My experiences watching Endgame and No Way Home with a couple of my buddies, they were definitely top tier. But I guess earlier before that, I was 9 years old. Opening weekend of the Karate Kid remake with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith. I mean, say what you will about Jaden Smith. I know he's kind of goofy, but for me at 9 years old, just watching the movie, it has a lot of charm. And then just watching the finale where Jaden Smith is going up against his little bully. I just remember everybody just on their feet, just cheering, just and that was the first time I've ever been sort of interactive with the audience. And then I was really locked into the movie because I was sharing the same excitement. But I'm not gonna lie, being the dumb kid I was, like I kind of like, I don't know. It sounds kind of stupid, but I was really locked in to where like I had like a little accident in my seat.
Oh
as,
my
like,
god!
As a super kid, so, like I don't know, like I mean like no,
we were gonna provoke.
But
today,
no,
okay.
but like let's just say I had a little accident, right? Because I was like really locked in, because the movie really moved me. Because like I never seen like Jaden Smith and then like Jackie Chan, like because like that, like at 9 years old I was just like really excited. But anyway, so like all applause and everything, I was like
What happened, Freddy?
Yeah, so like the whole thing happened.
It's something you remember. I understand why you remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's something I definitely remember. And then like my family was with me. I was like with my mom, my dad, and my brother. I think my grandma too. And we were all locked in. We were all just experiencing all the highs and like and applause. So there was a lot of cleanup after that. Let's just say that. So.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah. So that's one story from my early childhood.
And that's your greatest memory from.
I mean, it's not the greatest memory. Okay. Obviously, like there are other like greatest like experiences I've had. So off the rip, that's one for now. And like I said, all other movies I've like experienced that same emotion, minus the accident, is like with Marvel movies, and also the Sunray's funeral this past year.
Right.
With Doggy Wowgy Poochie Smoochie. That was a fun time. Even though like the movie was pretty weird, like everybody was like collectively, we were all just celebrating all the fun times. Like we were all getting drunk and then just like celebrating like Sunray's final goodbye, because that was one of the best experiences. But off the rip, that was.
That's the first thing that comes to mind.
That was the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay, we're off to an interesting start, aren't we, guys?
But what about you, Liz? I'm curious to hear yours.
Oh yes, here I.
Yeah, anything similar to like my Karate Kid?
No, nothing like that. No.
For the record, I was a super young age and I was a dumb kid, so.
Fair.
And let's just say like I was like much younger.
It happened last night.
Yes.
No. I did not have.
You're starting that rumor, Matthieu?
No. I will not condone to all these false accusations, sir.
Oh man. Okay. The first theater experience I would go to was The Dark Knight Rises in 2012. I think you both know I'm a massive Nolan fan.
Yeah.
So I saw Batman Begins and The Dark Knight at a pretty young age, and when The Dark Knight Rises trailer was going around TV, my mom was like, I don't know, Elizabeth, I don't know if I'm going to let you go see it. And I was like, but I saw the first two, and it's PG-13. I want to be able to go. And then I remember it was Friday evening or late afternoon, and he knocked on my door, and he was like, would you like to go see The Dark Knight Rises? And I was like, yes. And so we go, and it's completely packed at the IMAX, which is like the greatest IMAX theater in St. Augustine, Florida.
Rest in peace.
Well, the county says it's open, so I'm actually in denial at the moment. So
okay, that's understandable.
It's gonna be open. It's not the end.
Yeah.
It's not the end. So it's packed, and there's actually someone on the intercom that says, everyone shift to the right. And that never happened. I've been so many times, that has never happened.
Yeah.
So everyone shifts to the right, and then before the movie starts, someone on the intercom was like a voice about getting in the mindset of Gotham and Batman, and it was so, I've never heard that from IMAX before, and it was so cool. And my eyes were glued to the screen. It was the first Nolan film I saw in IMAX, and I was like just in absolute awe, and I was speechless by the end. And so after that, my dad and I went to Caddyshack, and for the 20 minutes, I was speechless. I was so speechless. It was unbelievable, and it's still my tied for favorite film today.
Yeah.
I remember that so fondly. That was the first of 3 times that year I saw The Dark Knight Rises in theaters, and I've seen it 4 times total. I mean, really, all Nolan films are very special to me to see in theaters.
Yeah.
Actually, that theater played a lot of Nolan's films in 2020 during the pandemic. So I went to see like The Dark Knight, and I saw
Tenet.
Tenet was a little later. That was a few months later.
So that was like a marathon before like
Yeah,
Tenet?
they brought a lot of Nolan films to the IMAX theater in anticipation of Tenet, which it kept getting delayed.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be July. So in July 2020, they played the trilogy again. So I saw the whole trilogy on the IMAX screen. Had never seen The Dark Knight or Batman Begins then.
Oh, and that was also like the 10th year anniversary of Inception.
Yes, I saw that too. Yeah. They originally delayed it, and I had to check with them, like, you're still going to play Inception, right? You still are. And they did. It was just a month later. So I got to see, like, a dream, one of my top 5 favorite films of all time, Inception on the big screen.
Yeah.
All of those experiences were just life-changing. I mean, seeing Heath Ledger on the big screen was...
Yeah. I mean, like, on the inverse of that, I remember, like, when I was, like, 8 years old, I was just, like, spooked by his performance.
Oh.
So, like, I don't know, like, I just remember, like, 8 years old just watching, like, Dark Knight opening weekend. It was, like, a packed house.
Opening weekend?
Yeah, it was, like, somewhere in Tampa or Daytona, I think. So, yeah, I went there with, like, my family. And, like, I don't know, like, I was just, like, being a young kid again. I don't know, just, like, for the first time, I was just, like, really spooked.
When you preface by being a young kid, I get very nervous now.
No, I mean, hey, listen. So, just from watching The Dark Knight as a kid, right, I was just so spooked.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, this is coming from, like, a kid who, like, enjoyed Batman and Robin. So, like, that was the first time I ever saw, like...
You enjoyed Batman and
I did enjoy Batman and Robin. So, like, again, I was a dumb kid. Like,
Okay,
back then.
all right.
That was before, like, I was really, like, in depth with, like...
Before you knew better.
Like, before I knew better about, like, the overall art of cinema.
You know, Liz, I'm so old that I saw Batman Begins in cinema, also opening weekend. So I saw Batman Begins.
Oh, you're so lucky, though.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it's something I understand though you're feeling with Dark Knight Rises, as a sense like just this experience you had kind of like cemented this as one of your favorite film, and it keeps like a special place in your art because of that theater experience, I guess. So I mean, I do understand that feeling. It's just when you fell in love with just that experience itself, then you keep a good memory of that film and a special place in your heart.
Oh, yeah, and I can even have, if I had my feet on the ground, you could feel Bane's voice.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was such an original experience. Only in IMAX, though. It was so cool.
Yeah.
But you were saying,
No,
Freddie.
but, yeah, so, like, once the movie ended, because I was, like, really spooked by, like, Heath Ledger's performance, everybody roared in applause except for me, because I was trying to quiet everybody down, like, stop! He's scary! He's Batman!
You caused a disturbance at a Christopher Nolan film?
No, it wasn't really a disturbance, because nobody heard me, because everybody was so moved compared to I was. But, like, then again, I was a dumb kid just being spooked by Heath Ledger's performance. But as I grew older, you know, I grew to appreciate the movie even more.
Yes.
And, like, when I got the DVD for Christmas, I thought to myself, you know what, it's not that scary. So I had to overcome my fear a little bit. But at the same time, you know what, I could see why everybody was applauding during that day. Because, like, you know, Heath Ledger, like, he really, like, he was something else.
He's one of the greats. He's one of the greats. He's certainly one of my favorite actors. And I was actually just watching 10 Things last night, so...
Did you want to talk about how impactful Nolan is to the overall, like, movie theater
Ooh.
experience?
That's an interesting topic. We definitely can. Let's see, how do we start with that one? Had you said something in mind about Nolan?
I mean, yeah, because, you know how Nolan is and how he is pretty respectful for, the overall movie-going experiences. And even, like, I even follow his, like, I always, like, coin as, like, the Nolan rules. Like, whenever I, like, pre-order my seats, trying to sit at the middle or, like, the third row, as he says.
Yes.
And that sort of kickstarted, like, one of the pilgrim, like, because me and my brother, especially after Tenet, because, like, we had, like, a very shitty experience watching Tenet. And that was around the time I was still working at the movie theater. And I had a lot of customers complain to me, like, oh, yeah, the audio is shit. Like, you know, we can't really hear anything. It's on a very small screen, so we couldn't enjoy Tenet as much. And we had a lot of walkouts. But I think, like, with movies like Tenet, and, like, as Christopher Nolan, like, you know, as he claims, like, it's only made specifically for IMAX.
Yes.
And, you know, I know that's kind of a hindrance when it's, like, you know, you get all these theaters, or, like, they have, like, a DCP copy of, like, sort of the movie, so it's just, you're just pretty much playing, like, movies on a big laptop. And you know what? Like, me and my brother decided, like, you know what? That's what kickstarted, like, all of our cinematic pilgrimage, and that's why we think it's important to watch the movies in 70. And that's what we recently did, like, trying to watch The Brutalist in 70.
Yeah.
And we made a fun trip out of that. And even, like, last year, during the whole Barbenheimer crave, we thought it was adamant to, like, watch Oppenheimer in 70. And that's exactly what we did. We drove, like, 300 miles out to, like, the Auto Nation IMAX, like, in Fort Lauderdale. Again, sold-out show, all in 70. And, like, even then, like, it was first come, first served. There was no reserve seating. So, like, I pretty much had to, like, play, like, an assholes game of musical chairs. So, like by the time we, like, the theater was open, everybody, including myself, started rushing over to the theater. And I literally had to plop down, like, in one of the aisles to steal the seat of, like, one of the ladies who was about to grab the seat in front of me so I could experience Oppenheimer in, like, the best view in 70. So, like, she was very pissed off to do it. But, like, I won the assholes game of, like, musical chairs, so it was pretty much worth it. And, like, my brother and I can tell you, it's always important to watch like movies in 70. Like if a filmmaker says like this is the big or best format we could offer the movie, that's the way to experience it.
Yeah, and Nolan is so
I know
about the
a lot of people don't see it that way, but out of respect of like, you know, the overall movie going theater, the movie going experience, that's the way we do it. So
What'd you say, Matthieu?
Yeah, no, but that's not what I was gonna say. I mean, Nolan is such a purist. He's passionate about the art form, and this is contagious. As a film goer, we want to experience that as it's intended by him. And Nolan is someone who also brings that kind of passion with cinema. Like just driving 300 miles to go see a 70 millimeter movie, I do understand that. Brutalist actually is playing next week in Montreal in 70 millimeter, and I'm actually thinking of making the trip and going. Like,
bro, it was so beautiful to watch the Brutalist in 70.
yeah, I need to do it. But it's those filmmakers. I also think of Tarantino when he made 88 for Late, and they had this old roadshow presentation because it wasn't like super Vista Vision, always like those wide aspect ratio, and you wanted to see it as it's intended by him. So Nolan, Tarantino, all those guys that are really like passionate about the art form, it makes us as moviegoers passionate about it, and we want to make the trip and we want to experience that. So I love those filmmakers who are kind of like old school defenders of the film. So I love that. Yeah.
No, for sure. And like even like the director of The Brutalist, the interview for Directors on Directors with Sean Baker, that's what influenced me and my brother to go make that pilgrimage to New York to watch it in 70. Because even then, like even like the Village East by Angelica, like that's such a beautiful theater to like watch that movie in that setting because of the beautiful architecture that building has. And at the same time, just the overall presentation of The Brutalist, because off the rip, like that was like, again, one of the best movies of the year. That and Anora, top 2 movies that came out the last year. And just from like that overall experience of just watching it in 70, you just feel that sort of like like that sort of grand scope of like what the movie was presented on. So
Yeah. So I mentioned my personal experiences, my greatest experiences, but I will say I love, as an introvert, to be in a theater by myself. So this brings me to my next question for you both. What would be your ideal or perfect movie theater experience?
I mean, obviously having the whole theater to yourself, just all peace and quiet. And that way you're just like connected to the movie.
Matthieu, how about you?
So yeah, I mean, like Freddy, I would say being alone in the theater is probably my favorite movie experience.
Yeah. Or the inverse, if it's like a hype movie, like an MCU movie, or like any of like the party movies, like you like just an overall vibe movie, like I'd like to rally up some of my buddies, and that way we could just like treat like a sports fan. I know that's like sort of derivative of like the respectful, quiet cinema things that we could do, but I think certain movies like cater to that. I mean, like as a former Marvel fan, you know how it is. Like we treat like stuff like it's the Super Bowl almost.
Yeah.
And like we treat it as though like it's sort of a fun time. We share the best moments that move us, and like No Way Home was kind of a testament to that, because like once I saw Toby like return to the screen, I was just like left out of my seat, just like, oh my gosh, it's Toby, yay! And then when like Andrew Garfield like saves Zendaya as like a callback to like not saving his girlfriend in like the Amazing Spider-Man 2, yay! Like all up in applause.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of just like just that monumental feeling, just like, you know, having that shared experience with like other people. That's sort of the best thing about it too.
Yeah, that's a good point. I will say the opening night, or I don't know, if the Friday night that Avengers Infinity War came out, when everyone had no idea what was going to happen, and that ending, that was special. That I would say that's special. I don't really watch Marvel movies anymore, but
I mean, yeah, they fell off.
They fell off.
But I'll always have that experience at Endgame also. Like,
oh, Endgame is different. That broke my heart. So
yeah, I mean, like that was a hype movie for me too, because like we were all cheering during that time. All my buddies, again, when like Captain America got Thor's hammer, it's like, oh my gosh, yay!
Do you know what moment that I got super hyped for?
Oh yeah.
When Robert Redford came on screen.
Oh.
Because no one else was cheering. And I'm like, do you guys realize like he came out of retirement for this? This is you don't see this. Like, this is Robert Redford. But of course,
So
I was the only one.
Yeah, you're the only one clapping, just like.
Yeah, I was the only one who seemed to be like amazed by that. Like, that was one of the highlights for me.
Yeah, you should have came out during the portal scene with everybody else, and that way you could get that collective clap.
Robert Redford coming out of a portal. Yeah,
It's like
right.
ready to fight Thanos, like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, in terms of ideal and perfect movie theater experience, I like to be alone. I like to be alone. That's something I love to do, depending on the films also. But when it's a big event movie, like you're saying, the Marvel movies, it's nice to have a big crowd opening day. Everyone is hyped up. The buzz is here. You can feel the tension in the air. But we haven't had that experience since like Endgame and No Way Home, obviously. But those are like specific, like memorable experiences, like just going opening day, all the nerds like jumping when everyone shows up at the end of Endgame. So it's like one of those few moments where I can tolerate people like screaming and like reacting to the screen, because I do like when it's quiet. Well, it depends on the movie. So if it's a comedy, it's okay if people are laughing and people are like having like this communal experience. But I also like when it's a more serious film, I like to be alone and just have the theater to myself. And it does happen a lot where I live. So when it happens, I'm freaking happy. And that's my ideal experience. Yeah.
By yourself is a top tier experience.
Yeah.
There is nothing like it. But I will say, I did have one scary experience by myself in a theater. I was in Cinemark, and I had the theater to myself to see Tar. And one guy randomly, not too far off from our ages, he like runs in the theater and he comes up to me. He's like, has something about if he can sit in here, waiting for his next showing. And I'm like frozen.
Okay.
I didn't know what to say because this has never happened to me before. I'm in the middle of watching a movie and this guy just comes up to me. I was a little scared. I was like holding my bags and stuff. I didn't really say much to him, and then he left. That's the only time I've had a bad experience by myself in a theater. But other than that, it is blissful. It is wonderful. There is nothing like the theater to yourself.
Well, it's weird that it happened when you were watching Tar, because this movie kind of like this ominous feeling towards it. So you must have been scared just by the whole mood of the film, plus that stranger coming up to you. I do understand that I must have tipped you off a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, my Tar experience is like the movie just cut off like 10 minutes before the finale. So like, I got my refund out of that, but I don't know. By the time I came back, the end credits roll, so I had to finish the movie like in the parking lot just to watch it on bootleg.
Oh my god!
And that was the unfortunate thing about it, because Tar is a really good movie, and it's just like, oh man,
it's a great film.
That's what happens when AMC boring. Doesn't pay your light bill. So
there was this disclaimer at my movie theater. Don't worry, the movie doesn't like it start with the end credit like warning, because the movie starts Tar and it's like all the credit, and some people were so confused by that, so there was this disclaimer at my movie theater. So yeah, just like a quick yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that was interesting how the credits were first.
Yeah.
Very different. I don't know if I've ever really seen that in such a way. I mean, old films do that, but it's more stylized. Do you think the environment in which you watch a film can make or break your enjoyment of a film?
Oh, totally.
Yes.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
I mean, I'll preface by saying this. One of the local theaters I go to, and like one of the mainstays I go to, is like AMC Orange Park. And even though that's like my childhood theater, and I go there out of convenience because of like where I live, I mean, the mall, like the overall atmosphere of the mall and like the theater has turned into sort of a playground for like everybody to start fights and then like threaten up to shoot up the mall, or like, so it's a crazy environment, especially on weekends. And like I've had like horror stories where like a lot of my movie theater experiences sort of like ruined that. I mean, if like the environment you're in like sort of caused disruption, it definitely pulls you out of the movie. I guess a recent example I could go off of is like my experience with like Inside Out 2. And like for me, Pixar movies are like terrible to watch on opening weekend, because like,
well, the children are there.
I mean, yeah, the children are there, and then you have to deal with like a bunch of kids crying, a bunch of like, babies just like being unwelcome, like sort of just coming in unwelcome, just like crying, causing a fuss, yada yada yada. Parents on their phone. And I guess like Inside Out 2 was kind of the worst experiences for that. Even the guy next to me, like he was like clapping, like it's like we're in church during like the whole movie's like preaching messages, like, yeah, amen, yeah, anxiety, yeah, let's fight anxiety. But there are moments like throughout Inside Out 2 where like a bunch of teenagers were just cursing, like, bitch, fuck, shit. It's like, oh my god, like there are a bunch of kids here, man, like chill out, like yo, chill. But yeah, so that's one of the worst experiences to have. And then like, how powerful like Inside Out 2 is. and like there are moments where like I was just about to cry at like the climax. Then like all of a sudden there's like a parade of like teenagers just coming in like through my view, and like there must have been like 10, 15 because this went on for like a very long time. So like as I was about to cry, a lot of the teenagers just like led an entire parade like right in front of me, was like, excuse me, sorry, whoops, my bad, whoops, oh, excuse me, sorry. And I was like, bro, I'm trying to like have a moment with like Inside Out too. Like this is like, come on now. And I told my parents like, this, because this is ridiculous, because like I can't like deal with all these people just like causing a fuss. So it's one thing to have like a, an experience we're all collectively involved in the movie, but if you're just being disruptive for the sake of being disruptive, like if you're just using like the movie as a playground, then like we're having a problem.
Mm-hmm.
We're having a problem.
No, it's a fair point, specifically with the Pixar films. I think the last one I saw in theater opening weekend was Incredibles 2, and it was packed, and it was awful. Well, I love the film, but I mean, all the kids running around and just give me a big headache. Like you said, there's like, at some point you have an emotional moment, and then there's a kid like, and do like some stupid shit that just like throw you off guard and off the movie. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that like I do understand, and it reminds me of when I went to see Nope. From Jordan Peele. There was a row of teenagers, and they were pulling up their phone and filming the movie and uploading it on TikTok at the same times while we were watching the film.
Oh my God.
So I just pulled over. I said, guys, you need to stop. And they're like, and they keep doing it the whole time. So, I mean, I wanted to see the film, so I didn't stood up and went to the movie theater. I should have done that, but I was just trying to focus on the film. But like, who would pull up their phone and start like filming a film? So sometimes you can't pick your audience. In fact, you don't pick your audience. So you can have a great experience, but it can be ruined if there's some people who don't know how to behave. So that's one experience I really disliked was with Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredibly hard, especially in Jacksonville, because like you have to really pick and choose like which specific theater, which specific showtime. Because sometimes I have to travel like the other side of town just to get some peace and quiet in order to connect with the movie. Or even like, as crazy it is, like again, like during my pilgrimages, just to watch like Oppenheimer or like The Brutalist all in 70, because like we don't have those, like we can't get those experiences here.
No.
Whenever we get like all those like 70mm screenings, or just like even like any like limited indie release, we always get that secondhand.
I will say I do think that COVID changed theatrical distribution around here.
Yeah. There's
less showtimes. There's a shorter length of distribution for films around here. Like, A Real Pain came out not too far ahead of Moana 2, Gladiator 2, Wicked, and it, because of those three films taking over the theaters, it was out like the next weekend. It was so quick. So I think COVID has something to do with that, because I do think it got worse after.
You could contribute it to COVID, but at the same time, like, a lot of these indie movies, they don't have the same like marketing budget compared to like all these like other major studios trying to use like all these major blockbusters. Because like typically certain theaters, they're under contract with a lot of major movie studios to where it's like you could like specifically play this bigger movie for like months on end. And like when all these indie movies are competing with stuff like Marvel and Disney, they don't have like the same amount of money where they could extend the theatrical time. And that sucks because like because you get a lot of good movies that come out, like, especially during Oscar season, but like we can't get it until like it's on streaming. And if we're lucky enough, if a movie does really good, like I was surprised like the theatrical release of Everything Ever All at Once, like, and all the traction it got, because that's one of the very rare few like indie releases from A24 that got that sort of like major blockbuster treatment. Because after all the traction it got from like major critics and like everybody started like say, hey, you know what, we could re-release it and we could still make our money back. And I'll look at Everything Ever All at Once now. They're like the highest like grossing movie that A24 has ever released. So
I'm very grateful because I'm in Quebec, and sometimes, like I was telling earlier, most of the movies are dubbed. So I'm very grateful because I have a cinema. It's private. It's not a big chain, and they do a lot of work to go get those films like opening weekend and when those movies are being released. They're like passionate about films, and they do like their very hard work to get it, and also get it in the original language. Because a lot of cities in Quebec, they just get like big blockbusters, film dubbed in French. So for that, like La Maison du Cinéma, I love them. So I'm very grateful for that. That's my local place. I'll always go there. And I also had some bad experience there, but overall, it's a place I love to go.
Do you guys ever get like movies that get released early or later than us, like in Quebec? or like in Canada?
Yeah, sometimes we do have some that are being released early. So right now, let me just see if they. I don't know when they expect to release the Brutalist, but it's all those little those little indie films that you wouldn't get anywhere else. Sometimes that they do have. So I'm honestly like really grateful for that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know like sometimes with like, especially like other European movies that drop,
Yeah.
whenever they drop at like major festivals, because I know I had to wait like a year later for Climax to drop after it like went to Cannes. So
Oh, but they're huge supporters of foreign films. So a lot of foreign films will be showing like as soon as they can get them. The distribution is very good with that cinema specifically. Otherwise, it's all big chains like Cineplex and all those things, and they don't care about those films.
yeah, and that's the
Such a
thing.
shame.
That's the thing with like all these like big movie theaters. They're all competing for like, they're all for money. It's all monetary gain. So like whenever like we get like a Disney release, that's the thing that they're pushing for, as opposed to like something like very small, like a Real Pain or a Nora or like all those other movies.
Yeah, and just to close up on your question is for the environment. I mean, sometimes it's just the person you go see the movie with. You know, when you're watching a movie with someone and he's vibing it and you're having the same experience, I feel like it makes a better experience overall. But sometimes the person right beside you is not having it, and it kind of like affect your perception of the film, because like, all right, maybe it's not that good. I don't know how to say it, but sometimes just the person you're seeing the movie with kind of like influence how you experience the film. Because if you see him like sleeping right beside you, you're like, oh shit, okay, he's not liking it. I thought I was good. I mean, at the end of the day, I can make my own opinion, but it kind of like it influences a little bit the experience by itself, depending on who you're watching it.
That's such a great point. Yeah, because the memory that came to mind was I went to go see Moving On with Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and my friend is not a big movie person. And during the film, she's whispering to me what she thinks is going to happen. And yeah, Matthieu, his face palm moment, yeah. I was nodding, like, just thinking, yeah, I'm not going to the movie theater with you anymore. Like, this is... That's it. But that's a great point. Who you go with, it makes a difference, and you have to choose wisely.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say quickly, I have a friend who I should remain nameless. I'm not gonna name him, but when I go to the movie theaters with him and it's a comedy, he's laughing very loud, and he kind of like, oh yeah, that's funny. And ever since I went to see him and he was so loud, I'm not going to the movies with him anymore, unfortunately. Or when I go, it's a serious film that I don't expect any moments of comedy, so I know he's going to be quiet in his seat. But otherwise, like, I can't go to the movies with him because it kind of like, I don't know, I'm not appreciating the movie when someone beside, I feel like I'm embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Loud laughers. Oh, yeah. I think this is like when we get into the etiquette part, which we need to very soon.
Yeah.
That the Larry David in us is going to come about, because we're going to get very particular, I feel like. So, when would you pinpoint a wide decline in movie theater etiquette? Matthieu, would you like to start that one off?
I mean, I would say in the last 10 years, it's been worse and worse. And I'm not going to do my boomer and say like people like young kids these days, they're always on their phones, but it's kind of a little bit what's happening.
TikTok generation kids.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a shorter attention span overall with our generations of kids. And when they go to the theater, they can't just sit there and watch the film. Well, some of them they can, but a lot of people, they just don't know how to behave, and they don't understand that they're not in their living room. You're sharing a movie with other people, and if you pull up your phone, there's a light, and we're gonna see that light, and it's annoying as fuck. So sorry, I didn't want to swear, but I have a lot of issues with like the behavior that this young generations of kids are acting like when they're seeing a movie. So I mean, I guess in the past 10 years, but maybe it's because with cell phones, before cell phones, I mean, you just had to sit and watch. So since this, cell phones are there and everyone is carrying it, and also the fact that people have a shorter attention span, I feel like it's getting worse and worse and worse. But there's also some people who can still behave. Thank the Lord for them. But unfortunately, it's not all of them.
No, it's not all of them. There's 3 things that I possibly attribute to this. I'll say them after Freddy answers if you'd like.
Yeah, I think it is a generational problem because, like, obviously in the past 10 years, especially with, the way, like, we sort of treat the overall movie theater experiences, like, we sort of just, like, dismiss it, especially the dumb TikTok generation where it's just, like, if we don't find something engaging, we just find, like, the best thing, like, for us, or at least, like, within, like, that sort of generation, like, the firsthand off the rip, like, they are adamant to be on their phone, and that's one of the stupidest things about it. And filmmakers can try to preach like and saying like, oh yeah, we could try to make the best movie, try to make it more engaging for the audience. Even Netflix is trying to capitalize on the fact where it's like, yeah, we're doing like little commentaries like Dora the Explorer, so where it's like, hey, you're watching a movie, so this is your attention to do so. So I think that sort of issues just like killed the overall quality of like the movies and the movie theater going experiences. If like we have to like, find ways to like cater to that younger audience, and that I guess our old style of like movie watching is kind of like evolving in that sort of way. So yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah. But you heard about that, right? Like Netflix is like advocating for their screenwriters to make their scripts in a way where it's like they're calling out to the audience to grab their attentions back. And that sort of just ruining the quality of the story. And that's sort of just like saying like, hey, get off your phone, watch a movie. This is your time to come back. And that's just gonna,
That's awful.
It's all the data that Netflix use these days, and they have where we're at home, we press pause, and it's that behavior that people are used to, like pause a movie and do something else while they're watching a movie. So when they're stuck in a movie theater, I feel like they're starting to fidget and they want to look at their phone. They're not used to it, and it's sad that Netflix do incorporate that in, like you said, with the screenwriters. They probably see all those data. Okay, they pause at that moment. That means this scene was boring. So maybe try to not do that next time. And if it dictates how the movies are going to be, count me out. I don't want a world where movies are being dictated by data and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a new genre called interactive cinema, but it's like that.
Oh God.
Mm-mm.
No.
But yeah, no, I think streaming kind of just killed like the overall movie theater going experiences too. Because like I know when COVID, or at least around the time where like we were supposed to pick up traction, a lot of movie theaters were competing with like streaming, even like the ridiculous extent to where like HBO Max was releasing their movies at the same time as their stream, like in theaters and streaming.
Bring it back to Nolan real quick, how he changed that when he was outspoken about you're not putting Tenet on HBO
Yeah, that's
Max.
why he left like Warner Brothers. That's why he's like at like Universal right now, because like the CEO of like Warner Bros is so dumb. He's making all these decisions that's like fucking up the industry. So yeah, and look where he is now, Academy Award winner Nolan,
Oscar-winning director Sir Christopher Nolan. That's right.
Just got knighted.
I sort of attributed it to potentially COVID. People got, as you said, Matthieu, people getting too relaxed. You mentioned streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is also very much an issue. And also just individual people.
Yeah.
Because there's always been this problem, but like you guys are pointing out the TikTok generation.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean, like social media has like sort of just fucking up our attention span these past 4 years. So like we're living in such a like dangerous generation for cinema, like the death of cinema. So.
Oh, the horror.
Yeah.
So for theater rules, the rules of the cinema. Let's start off by the one that's lasted possibly the longest. Talking. When should people stop talking in the theater? Is it during the trailers, when the film starts? What do you think, Matthieu?
I think it's fair to talk during trailers because it's not the movie itself. I'm not talking like out loud, but like, oh, okay, yeah, that looks interesting, because it's meant to like have people talk a little bit. So I have no problem. But the second the screen comes in, it says the movie's about to begin. Everyone shut the fuck up. Like everyone, it's like silent.
Yes, yeah.
No, but it's just like the trailers. I have no problem with that, as long as it's not like super loud and like anyway. Just as long as it's reasonable, I can handle talking during trailers. And I do like say, oh, that looks good. Oh, that's the guy who made this movie. But I always tend to like lean over and whisper, because I'm not gonna. Oh yeah, that's great. That looks fantastic. Like I'm not gonna do that, but.
Get this guy out of the
Say,
theater.
whoa, yeah, Superman.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say for me, trailers is fine. What do you guys think?
I think the moment when like trailers, that's the sort of grace period for like people to like come in, and then like even if you're late, that's sort of a grace period right before the movie starts. But as soon as the lights go down, that is it. Like you're pretty much done. As soon as Nicole Kidman is done, like with her little like intro, then that's pretty much your cue to like shut the fuck up and like time to watch a movie. Lights go down, boom, you're already locked in.
Respect Nicole Kidman, and when she's on screen, you stop talking.
Yeah, as soon as she comes on the screen, that's how you know like your movie starts. So
I love that rule.
yeah.
Yes, the Nicole Kidman rule of cinema. I love it. I love it. You mentioned the trailers, Matthieu, and I agree that yes, there's a little grace period, as you said, Freddy.
Yeah.
But when people are talking during trailers, that makes me a little nervous. I'm like, you're gonna stop talking when the movie comes on.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like,
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean,
like,
yeah,
they're
that's
gonna
when
stop,
you get to
right?
pick and choose like who's gonna be the most talkative and like least talkative like in your theater.
Yeah.
So like they're gonna be a problem as soon as like, oh yeah, look, Captain America's come back to like to Avengers 5, man.
I went to see Nosferatu last week, and it was a packed house, like 140 people. And during trailers, people were talking. And Liz, I had that exact same feeling. I was starting to get nervous. I'm like, oh shit, people are gonna start talking during the movie. But the second the lights went down, everyone shut up, and everyone started like being mesmerized with the film. So I applauded that. It also, thanks to Robert Eggers and his fantastic work. But this movie was mesmerizing, but everyone was respectful. But I was nervous during trailers. I was like, hey, is it gonna be like that?
That must have given you hope, though, when everyone just stopped talking at that point, right?
Yeah.
All right, so just as like a quick thing, like, of course, I think we've all had experiences like you've mentioned where people are talking during the film. There was one experience where I did once get up because I was in a smaller theater seeing Licorice Pizza, and it was a nearly empty theater except for my row. It was just me going, and then a row of like older people, and all of them are talking during the film like, oh, I think I saw him in this film, or where did we see him? Is he on SNL?
Oh my god.
And I literally, like, I never leave the theater. That's one of my rules. In the last episode, Cole and I argue over this. Like, Cole gets up to go to the bathroom and such. No, you stay put in the theater. But I got up and I was like, can I change my seat? And they had this whole thing. Well, you had to refund your seat and everything. And then luckily on my way back to the theater, I saw another movie theater employee and she says, you can just switch your seat. It's no problem. It's fine. But oh my God, they wouldn't stop talking.
Yeah, no, that's annoying. Like, I mean, sometimes when I'm watching a film and there's like a great scene, I will just lean over and whisper really, oh my God, that was great. But like making sure that nobody hears me. And I will do that like 2 or 3 times during a film. But if you're like, whoa, that's the guy who plays in that thing. It's like, you're not in your living room. This is a movie theater. This is a public space.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you.
And again, like my childhood movie theater, like nobody has like etiquette over there, like in Orange Park. Nobody does. And that's why I had to walk out of Wicked because like the little kid who literally looked like Spanky from the Little Rascals, he did not like, he could not stop playing around.
Oh my God.
And it's like every time like I told him to shut up, be quiet, like it was like shh, shh, shh. He just kept on making burping noises, kept on talking with the sisters who were like very like chatty and like very rambunctious. And like around like 15 minutes, and like I don't know, like it was that, and plus like I didn't enjoy Wicked. That was around the time I just started to walk out, and like, I luckily got my refund, but like even then, that was just terrible.
Awful. And it's the young, not even, I mean, I guess they're TikTok generation, but the younger side of that.
That is a TikTok generation.
Ay.
So, I mean, obviously, no cell phone.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
But before we get to phones, that's one of the bigger topics.
There should be an age limit on little kids coming in. I think
Sure.
babies. I think babies because like
Keep 'em at home.
keep it at home.
Yeah.
Are we going to get canceled for how we talk about
Probably, I
children?
don't know. No, but I'm saying like baby, like why would you bring a baby to a theater? That's the thing.
No, they can't watch the film.
They don't
can't-
understand what's going on. So why
No.
would you like, other than the fact that like you're irresponsible enough to like hire a babysitter or someone to watch your kid? Like why would you bring a baby to a theater?
There's matinees for that.
Makes no sense.
I don't know, but like that's another thing. I mean, I know we should put like an age limit on like. I mean, there obviously is an age limit with like MPAA, but I'm saying like, if they can't even like talk or like have the overall functionality to like decipher like what's going on screen, like they should not be in the theater because I know they're gonna cause a fuss and everything.
Yes, keep them at home. Now the next point I have, snacks, also noise with food and drinks.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
When
You have some thoughts on this, Matthieu?
I do have some thoughts on it.
I'll pose my question to you first then. When is the best time and worst time to open snacks?
Okay. So the best time to do it is before the trailers or during the trailers, but the worst time to do it is when the lights turn out and the movie begins. Now, I mean, first of all, I wish you have finished your snack by then because I hate like hearing someone go through his bag of popcorn the whole freaking film. I hate that. I can't stand it.
Wait, so you think that the snack should be finished before the film starts?
That's my rule. I will apply that.
What?
Okay, so what about like whole meals or like hot dogs? I know like certain movie theaters have like pizza and all that.
It's specifically people like going through bags of Skittles, bags of popcorn, and when it's like halfway through the film and I'm still hearing the same person eating his Skittles or his popcorn, is like, what is this, an endless bag? Like, where are you getting all this popcorn from? Like, I hate it when it's coming, like, it keeps going and going.
Or like the loud crunchers.
Oh, the
with
loud
like
crunchers.
the hard teeth, like.
Oh.
You just hear it like while the movie's going. Like,
they shouldn't even sell those.
I don't know. Like these movie theaters are trying to make their money back.
It's nitpicks. I understand it's me being a Larry David, like you said earlier. Like, this is a nitpick. Like, noisy eaters, heavy breathers, people who smells. Like, this is nitpicks. I understand.
Oh
my gosh.
But like,
well, okay. So on the subject of like concessions, because we know how like, we know how expensive like movie theater food is. Like, do y'all like, are y'all at a point where it's like you bring in outside food out of respect of a theater or out of the disrespect of the theater, or like just for
Are we
monetary
gonna get
purposes?
into this topic?
I don't know. Should we get into that? I mean, I don't know. What do you what do you think?
I don't do snacks, so go ahead, guys.
You don't do snacks at all in the theater.
Nope, I focus on the movie and that's that. Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I mostly don't go into the theater with snacks or have snacks at the theater because it is pricey.
Yeah, because I know like a couple of friends of mine, like we have a sort of method where it's just like we pretend we're pregnant or like we pretend we're like, you know, we have a little, I mean, we just have like little bags, just like we could just like sneak in our little stuff and they don't really say anything. So, because like we know how expensive movie theater popcorn is. So it's like, you know.
Right. Sometimes I'll have Sour Patch Kids in my bag and I don't always eat all of them. So they're still in my bag. So sometimes I'll have them with me in the theater, but I don't eat them. So I can go either way. Just depends on if I'm hungry. Sometimes I forget and I'm like, oh, great, I'm hungry. I'll have some Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if I'm hungry, I mean, like I know last week I had to resort to like a $23 like slider pack.
Oh God.
At AMC, and that was like one of the like the most overpriced, terrible items on the menu. It just felt like a microwavable slider. So just like I don't know. I reached a point where it's like, again, I try to like find ways to sneak in food whenever it's convenient, or like candy. Because I know a couple of friends of mine, like we go to Five Below, just like buy little bits of candy here and there, or like buy bags of popcorn. Because you know how ridiculously priced like movie theater food is.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where they make their money, and most of the like box offices just go back to the studio. So it's like, oh well.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so another, choosing your seat. Do you prefer assigned seats when going to the theater?
Well, normally, yes. I like that because you have your own place and everything. But on that topic, when there's an empty theater room and I'm alone, I hate it when someone comes in, there's nobody else, and it sits right in front of me. I hate that. So sometimes, like, it happened to me before, and someone sat right beside me. There was nobody else in the theater, and he sat right beside me. That's unacceptable. But with assigned seat...
Unacceptable, that's right.
That's unacceptable. I mean, I turned to him, I was like... I didn't know how to hack. It was so weird.
Yeah, you give him the look. Yeah, deserves it.
Oh, yeah.
I can't stand when that happens to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting by myself. Why does some random person come in, and why do they always have popcorn? I don't know why, but it's so annoying. Just recently, when I saw We Live in Time, this girl, she's on her phone like the whole time sitting next to me, and she has popcorn, she's getting up, she's coming back, and that needs to stop. And every single time, like when I saw Conclave, when I got my seat, I had the whole row nearly to myself. And then this older guy sits by me. I think he had a wife that he was sitting with. And he had popcorn too. And the worst thing about this story is he apparently dropped his popcorn.
Oh my God.
And he left a full mess. And apparently some of it got on my seat. I didn't really realize.
Oh.
Again, that's another thing that makes and breaks a movie theater experience. Mm-hmm. When I go alone, when someone sits right next to me, you have so much room. Go somewhere else. This is not even Larry David. Like, Matthieu, you get it. Thank you for how you give that person a look.
There's this one time I'm sitting alone.
Nah, that person's just lonely.
And there's a couple that comes in and sit right in front of me. And the guy turns to him and says, "Oh, I'm not blocking you, right?" I'm like, "No, but what the fuck? Like, why would you sit like right in front of me?" So I moved like 2 rows behind just to make sure like I had some space. But like, yeah.
That's another thing. Yeah. Tall people.
Oh no, I'm like 5'1", so it's like, yeah, that's works for me.
Right.
You want to talk about tall people? I've dealt with that shit all my life. So like whenever I sit like behind a really tall person, not even when like the seats are like elevated in a way, like I know for a fact like the next like 2.5 hours just gonna be, oh my gosh, like I have to see this movie with this person from, like, oh man.
Luckily, I do think theaters have gotten better at designing that problem to be avoided.
For sure.
I mean, it sounds like at your main theater you have that problem.
So there's one room where it's all flat. So if someone sits in front of you, they're gonna be blocking you. But otherwise, they're all, you know, they all like kind of like they're not downhill, but you know.
Incline?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, so if someone is sitting in front of you, it's not blocking the screen. But there's one room, it's room 7, I remember it, and it's all flat. And people, like, if someone tall sits in front of you, like, you're gonna be like that the whole time. So that sucks. But yeah, like you said,
No, I know a lot of indie theaters like they have that sort of like flat like design compared to like AMC and like Cinemark where it's just like the incline.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So like I have such terrible time just sitting in front of like a really tall person. So yeah.
But I guess that's different. Difference between a assigned seat and unassigned seat, because when it's assigned, you can see the map, you can see where people are sitting, so you can choose where you're gonna go. It doesn't mean someone's not gonna come after and sit right beside you, but at the same place, it gives you the opportunity to like find your little spot and find your place and make sure like you're not in the middle of everyone. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what kind of person sits, if there's plenty of room, chooses the seat, like they see that your seat is reserved, and they sit right next to you. They choose that seat. What kind of person does that?
It happened. It happened to me. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to make a friend that day.
Can't stand it.
I don't know.
I like my solitude. Matthieu, you and I have talked about this. We love the solitude experience of being alone in a theater, and there's nothing like it. So when someone bursts that bubble, that drives me insane.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, I don't mind if he's coming to see the same movie as I am, but don't sit right beside me.
Oh, yeah. Do y'all go by Nolan rules?
Like sitting in the middle?
Like sitting in the middle? I mean, that's my go-to now.
I try.
Try to sit in the middle if it's not reserved, and just try to be as like properly aligned with the screen as possible.
I sit in the middle, yeah. Which that's more risky because more people might sit near you.
I mean, yeah, and then we do have to pick or choose our own battles with like whoever we deal with, but that's just that.
All right. We did talk a lot about some of my points within this topic already. But in the case of a stranger sitting next to you, who gets the armrest?
Oh my gosh.
Freddie, you want to take that one?
I mean, like, I guess whoever's bigger, I guess, because I know, like, especially, like, whenever I'm flying, like, that's sort of the worst. Because I know, like, a lot of taller people or bigger people, like, they tend to take the arm seat, so it's, like, it's hard to win that battle between, like, you know, competing, like, who gets the armrest. But again, luckily, like, you know, with certain movies, like, you get to have that sort of, like, recliner to, or at least, like, with some theaters, like, you get to have that sort of recliner where it's just all to yourself. But I guess, like, whoever's stronger, I guess, like, in that battle of, like, arm wrestling for those very narrow, like...
What is that? The nature, like, something... What is that? What's that saying?
Survival of the fittest?
Survival of the fittest. Yeah. I think that's...
But I always lose that battle, like, 9 times out of 10, so...
You don't fight back? You don't get
I do fight back. That's the thing. I do fight back.
Okay.
I try to, like, assert my dominance, like, no.
Right when they move their arm, you put your arm in there.
Like, I put in, like, effort into my workouts, so it's like, that's all the time, like, my arm energy goes into that specific battle. So.
Matthieu, what about you? Armrest.
Yeah, when it's crowded and there's, like, 2 people beside and you don't know them, like, I would put my elbow, like, at the end of the arm thing, so I would be like that. But I mean, I'm not gonna start arm wrestle with people. Like, I try to be like in my seat, like just trying to be a normal human being. But some people, like, they give some elbows, and you know, you can't control everyone.
Yeah. I just keep my arms crossed at that point because I'm just like, yeah, you know what, I'm done. So just like,
just so
watch a movie
annoyed
like that. Yeah, whatever.
When it comes to saving seats, how many seats is too many to save?
Oh,
Matthieu?
I think you could save 1 tops, maybe 2, like, but
Really?
you cannot save like 5 seats. Like, it's not your, like, you need to like arrive at the same time or wait for your 5 seat is too much, I would say. But 1 or 2 is reasonable. 3, 4 starting to be a bit much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Freddie?
Well, that's the reason why we have reserved seating and those specific seating numbers.
Yes, but at the IMAX, there's been times where, you know, I'm saving this seat. I remember going to see Captain Marvel. Oh my God, that was not a great experience.
Yeesh.
Because it was sold out. I had gotten my ticket, and I told my friend, you got to get your ticket.
Yeah.
And then she invited like 2 or 3 more people, and I told her, like, it's going to sell out. It's opening night.
Yeah.
And she ended up not going to that showing, go with her other friends to the later showing. So I'm like in a packed theater trying to find a seat, and I'm trying to find on the ends of rows, and there was guys that were like, sorry, the seat's taken, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know where to sit, and it's so annoying,
Yeah.
but I get it. 3 to 4, yeah.
Yeah.
1 to 2, you should be set.
I don't know. For me, it just reached to a point where it's like first come, first serve, and that's why like during my Oppenheimer experience, I had to play that battle of like that assholes game of musical chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody was rushing, like literally rushing into the theater like it was Black Friday.
I imagine it's a Christopher Nolan.
It's a Christopher Nolan movie in 70, so it's like, yeah, we had to play that like assholes game of musical chairs. So like I had to literally jump down. It's like, whoops.
You mentioned phones, so let's dive into phones.
Yeah.
Should phones be off, on silent? What do you think?
Well, yeah, absolutely turned off. I mean, it should be like in school. Like, there's someone at the door. Everyone leaves their phone there. But of course, it's not gonna be like people are gonna steal everyone's phone. But that would be the ideal scenario. People leave your freaking phone like right before the door, and then you go see the movie. But in the case it's not feasible, what I would do is everyone like put their phone on mute or like silent, like just nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to see a screen. I don't want nothing like that. So that's silence. Don't open it. Don't touch it. It doesn't exist. That's the rule.
Yes.
Yeah.
Freddie?
I mean, yeah, like I've reached a point where I just try to turn on my phone as much as I can, but like in emergency situation where it's just like I do just put on do not disturb and just try to dim the brightness down just out of respect of everybody else. I even have like my phone to where it's just like it's a privacy screen, so where it's like if you see it from far, all you can see is just like you can barely see what's on the screen, so it's like completely black. I try to be as respectful as I can with like cell phones, but like in an emergency situation, like it's more understandable. Just try to put it on silent or on mute or do not disturb.
Yeah. I put my phone on do not disturb, flip it over.
Yeah.
So you guys don't check your phones while you're in the theater?
Try not to.
No, I don't. And I mean, I understand like if there's an emergency or something like that could happen. Like the worst that I would do sometimes is like you said, like you just go quickly like that to see like if I see like yes, I feel like I'm waiting for a call or something like that, I might check my notification like very quickly, making sure like I hide my screen and put it back in my pocket.
Right.
But I remember when I went to see Top Gun Maverick, like big anticipated film. I was really looking forward to see it. The guy right beside me, he's on Instagram and Facebook and he's scrolling, just like scrolling through his notification. So at some point, I just like hit him. I'm like, hey man, can you please shut down your phone? He turns to me like, what? Like your phone, like, can you close your phone? He was acting like an idiot. I'm like, dude, think about it. Like the room is packed, you have a light, and this is a movie. Like you're scrolling on Instagram. So this is completely unacceptable, obviously.
Yes.
I mean, taking phone calls in a movie theater, obviously unacceptable. So I think there's a few instances where it's acceptable, but not a lot.
Okay.
Not for sure.
Yeah. So the biggest point in the movie theater etiquette conversation as of late is taking photos of the screen.
Oh my God.
Hot topic right now.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Do you take photos of the screen? Matthieu?
No. I mean, if I'm invited to a screening in Montreal before the movie begins, I would take a picture just to say, oh, I'm sitting for the premiere of XYZ film. So that's fine because the movie hasn't begun. But from the moment the movie begins, the last thing you should be doing is pulling up your phone. And I told you about the Nope experience where they were filming and sending it to a TikTok while watching the film, which is completely like stupid. But
Illegal.
yeah, illegal. But just pictures is a no, absolutely no. No.
Freddie?
I don't know. During my hypebeast like vlogging era, I was kind of notorious for doing that. So just I don't know. Like I've sort of like devolved away from that. And I know how much of it like of an asshole I feel like after the whole thing. But I don't know. Like if a movie experience is sort of shareable, going into like seeing a movie in 70 or like just like you're at the premiere of like this sort of major movie, like that's before or at least after the movie. That's the time to like pull out your phone and share it. Like, hey, like I'm here.
Yeah.
This is a movie event, like the cinematic event of the year. That's around the time to do it, but like definitely not during the movie. So.
Yeah.
Okay. I will admit, I do take the picture of the title card as everyone gets mad about. I know you're already saying no, but here's the thing: I have my phone on the side, and I have my thumb on the camera button, and when it comes up, picture, and then immediately put it away. I do not linger. If I miss it, fine, whatever.
Okay.
And sometimes I post on all the film things Instagram after I see a movie, like a little snippet review or whatever. I don't even know if I can call it a review. Just saying like, just saw this one, good, brief as possible, but that is the max. A lot of people get mad about that. That's been a big topic. But I do it briefly and then phone away the entire film. So
Yeah.
how awful is that? Like, are you guys like completely judging me right now?
There was a couple of times where I went to see
I mean, not really.
with my uncle, and he would pull up his phone, and once again I felt so embarrassed. I was like, oh my god. So at some point I told him, because we see a lot of movie together, I'm like, Frank, you cannot pull up your phone. Like, oh, it was just a call. I was like, you can't do that. Like I'm sitting like right like that. So I told him, you're like, that's unacceptable. When you're with someone who does it, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. Now, another thing that's been a big topic lately, singing during musicals.
Oh my gosh.
Acceptable or unacceptable? Freddie, you had an immediate reaction. Why don't you take this one first?
No, like I said, I really hated Wicked. So like, I'm not really a musical theater fan, and like, I really have like a strong sort of weird, hateful relationship with musical theater. And I've seen like sort of videos of like kids just like singing at IHOP or like Waffle House at like 1 a.m. in the morning, like after a show. So like, bringing that to the movie theater, that's such a like, like I just feel like very like I feel like I want to take a shower after that, because I remember like specifically like the first time I saw La La Land, that was one of the worst times I ever happened to, like, because like La La Land is such a like.
Hi, Craig.
Hey, what's up, Craig? No, like, cause like La La Land was such a like landmark film. Yeah, you can get excited for it, but like there's like half the people in my theater just like sing along to like Another Day of Sun. And I was like, dude, like, can we just appreciate the one shot?
Do you think Craig sings along to La La Land when he's in the theater?
Probably does. I don't even know.
I would like to ask him that, because he is someone who goes to musicals. He loves
I don't know,
musicals.
Craig. Did you sing along to La La Land?
Yeah, let us know.
No, but yeah, because it's like because like there are specific movies that like, especially Wicked, like they have specific screenings or like re-releases to like have the sing along. That's the specific time to do it. But if it's like right off the bat, like opening weekend, when we're still trying to decipher like what the movie's about or like what kind of experience we're going to take it from, that is not like the automatic go-to to just to do it. I like, you must be a fan. Like, I know you're a fan of like the musical, like all this and that, but like, come on, just let the movie speak for itself. Let the songs play out for itself. And then maybe when the movie re-releases around the time it's time to do the sing-along, then that's the time you sing along. So
No, there's a reason why movies are available at home, is because you can sing at home when you watch the film. But if you're in the public space with other people, like, nothing gives you the right. It's not because you know the song that you have the right to sing. We're not like, it's not a sing-along, like you said. Like, people are here to watch the film, and it doesn't include you singing, probably badly,
Exactly.
over the song. So that's to me, it's like this is why movies are like available. Buy the film, sing it at home. Nobody's gonna hear you, and the world is gonna keep rolling and moving around. So just don't sing in a movie theater.
Can you just imagine being in a theater of people singing and they're singing terribly? Like, they're such bad
that's
singers.
the reason why like my La La Land experience the first time, I was just like, I wasn't moved by it. And I had to go back a second time just to experience the movie. But Craig, if you did sing along to La La Land the first time around, like the people in my theater, we're gonna have a problem, bro.
Some other pet peeves I have listed. You mentioned one of them, like kicking the back of your seat, Matthieu.
Yeah.
You mentioned Top Gun Maverick. Now, I go to Top Gun Maverick by myself on a Tuesday afternoon. I'm sitting in the car eating before I go in, and I'm seeing so many people like go towards the theater. I'm like, they're not going to the IMAX theater, are they? It's a Tuesday afternoon, like a month after the film came out. No. So then I get up early and I go, and it's a packed theater, and these two grown men kicking my chair during the whole film.
Oh boy.
I was so annoyed, and I have a nerve pain and back pain condition, so you cannot sit and like kick my chair. I should have said something, but there were two grown men, and I'm trying to watch the movie. People kicking your seat. Also, like, is it rude to have your feet up against the railings? Like, I'm sure you've all seen this.
Oh my gosh, no, I hate that.
Yeah, a little
No,
weird.
I've had little kids do that, especially like during like, I don't know, like I always hate it when like little kids just like kick the seat in front of me, like it's a 4DX experience, like pop, 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 pop.
Seats on the railing, you mean like at the bottom row? That's like okay. But people who put their seats on the back of your seat, that's awful. Like that's and I had someone who was bare feet.
No.
Oh no.
Like Margot Robbie in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Bare feet on the seat, like
Oh my gosh.
the whole time I was seeing her little toes like wiggling. I was like, oh my god.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, I don't care how people sit, because that the way you sit, like, that's really up to you. But like, if it affects like my experience, like watching the movie, if I see your feet or like on the screen, like lifted up in my like side of vision, then like we're gonna have a problem. If you're like, you know, just making it a sort of interactive thing where you're just like specifically kicking me, then we're gonna have a problem too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, pick up your trash. Pick up your trash.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Jesus.
Well, like when I left Conclave, that guy did not at all pick up his trash. There was a whole lot of popcorn like on the ground. Completely left it. And this is like an older man. You would think he would know better.
I mean, as a former movie theater employee, I could tell you like all the stupid stuff I had to pick up off the ground, especially after kids' movies.
Oh, that's probably the grossest, right?
Nope, yeah.
Barbie was awful for that, for movie theaters. Like all the popcorns like on the floor. I remember when it was Barbenheimer, and the guy who managed the cinema was telling you about, like, he knows me because I'm always there. But he just looked at me and he was like, he looked so desperate. I was like, tough weekend. He's like, I can't stand all those kids leaving their freaking popcorns on the floor. And it was all the rooms were all a mess after like every single showing of Barbie. Like it was a nightmare. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's like if it's a PG movie or a film with expecting a lot of kids, I mean, even if you go at night, sometimes they're still there. That's the problem.
No, I mean, like
they're everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. But luckily, like some theaters like capitalize on the fact that like, yeah, there's a certain time where like little kids can't come into the theater, like especially like late at night, because you have to come in with an adult who's like 21 and above. So I'm thankful for that. So yeah.
Well, that reminds me, when I saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I forgot that it was PG. So I'm sitting, it's like 8 o'clock, the showing, and I'm seeing kids come in, and I'm told my friend, is this PG? Is this like a kid's? And I didn't even realize. I was like, oh no. Luckily, everything was fine. And I don't often go to kid-focused films, you know, kid-directed films, so I don't ever really have that problem. But you guys have horror stories. So.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, it happens to everyone to be late, but I hate when people are late and it takes like 5 fucking minutes to find a seat, and they're walking down the aisles and, oh, do we sit here? And the movie's already begun.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, you're late. Pick the seat that's right there and shush.
No,
Yeah.
I got yelled at by somebody like when I was watching Wicked, even though I was in my right seat. It's like, that's my seat. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It's like, yeah, like they told me to move, and I was like, because like we were like 5 minutes into the movie, so like out of respect to the movie, I had to move. So I was like, okay, whatever.
That must have just really angered you, though.
Yeah, I really like. Fuck you, Spanky from Little Rascals.
Oh, it was the kid.
Yeah, it was the same kid. Like,
Oh
same
my
family,
God.
same kid. It's like, yeah.
That freaking kid.
It's like, oh my gosh, bro.
Awful. Well, you mentioned like people coming into the theater. When people leave, sometimes like it's distracting.
Yeah.
So
I should have mentioned this in one of my greatest cinematic experiences. My other tied for favorite film is Titanic, and I've been able to see Titanic twice in theaters. And on Valentine's Day 2023, I think it was then, this couple was sitting in my row. It was a giant theater, D-Box 3D, amazing. And it wasn't packed at all. And this couple were sitting in my row, many seats down. They had like champagne ordered. They had a lot of food ordered. They had like bags of stuff.
It's a whole date.
Yeah, the employee was carrying their bags.
Oh my god.
And when the iceberg hit, they left. Like midpoint in the movie, when things get rough, that's when they leave. And I'm like, this is a perfect film. Like, I love this film so much. They get up and leave. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. That is so disrespectful for the whole film. You're missing the whole half of the film.
How dare you?
Because day night ended early.
Yeah. It's like, all right, we saw the romance stuff. All right, time to get out before the rest of the
Yeah.
Well, it was probably the champagne starting to make its effect on them, so they wanted to leave and move on to other things. That's probably why. But I still understand how disrespectful it might have seemed.
So disrespectful to a film that has been regarded as a perfect film.
Yeah.
Leonardo and Kate Winslet are like, why would you leave? I don't get it. So from all of these things we've discussed, what is your number one theater pet peeve? Matthieu?
Talking during a film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah. Freddy?
Little kids.
Little kids. Yeah.
No, like babies are just like terrible.
Unforgiving. Yeah.
Again, like my Pixar movie theater experiences are always ruined every time. Like it's always like a sold out show, a bunch of kids crying. So yeah.
When the next Shrek comes out in 2026,
Oh.
those kids better wait a week because this is our generation's
Yeah, this
time.
is my time.
That's right.
We're going to
Yeah,
enjoy it. They need like a booked solid adults only. Like, this is specific to this generation. You can wait a week. This is our moment. So
Yeah.
that's
Keep your babies at home.
yeah. Keep them away. Yeah, we get our own showings at least. So
Or you can go to the midnight screening of Shrek. So like just a bunch of adults are like, let's go Shrek.
If they're not old enough to watch the movie or understand what's going on, keep them at home, bro.
yes, we're trying to enjoy this
Get done.
experience.
Get out of here. Bye.
See ya. So, all right. So, you talking children. I don't just any little annoyance to me
Yeah.
because I am like we see the cinema as a place for magic, as Nicole
Yeah.
Kidman says. It is truly a place for magic. We respect cinema,
Yeah.
so we go there to relax, to have a wonderful experience. And when someone sits next to me or there's talking or anything, done. Like I am like, you better stop right now. I'm trying to have a nice day by myself. You know,
Well, it's because I'm ADHD myself, so I have like it takes the smallest annoyance and like I start like losing my concentration. I only think about that. Either it's someone still going to an endless bag of popcorn halfway through the film, or a light of a cell phone, or like you said, every small little annoyance. But the worst to me is people talking because I keep hearing like brr, 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 brr in the back of my head, and I want to say something, and then they stop. So I'm like, I'm waiting. So my old experience kind of like navigates towards them talking or not. So that's the thing that bothers me the most, I would say. But I mean, I had a list like cell phones, people talking during the film, people who are late, people who sits right beside me, noisy eaters, heavy breathers, picking up your trash. A bunch of things that bothers me. So maybe I'm the problem, but I don't know. Like people should behave a little bit.
no, you're not the problem. You are not the problem.
Oh. Vaping.
Ah, huh.
Vaping.
I mean, no, I don't know. Like, I've had a few experiences where just people just like blow clouds in the middle of the movie. It's like, what, bro, what is the
Yeah.
theater on fire? It's like obviously there's no. I mean, like there was a time where like we were allowed to smoke in the theater, but if it's just like, I don't know. I really hate people who vape. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's like it's just so like it's just your way to like look cool in front of everybody. And when you do it in the theater, just blowing smoke, it's not a 40x experience, bro. So just keep your vapes at home, man.
Keep the vapes at home. Keep any smoking devices at home.
You don't look cool, bro. Just put it away.
Yeah.
Save it for outside.
Do you have hope that the cinema will once again be a place treated with more respect?
I hope so.
I think so. I mean, like, I feel like people have a little bit more tendencies to be aware of that. Like, there's those ads playing now that, you know, you should put your phone down. So there's this, they're trying to sensibilize people towards that. That being said, I mean, I see that ad, keep your phone down. And right beside me, there's someone on his phone. So people, sometimes you just can't educate everyone. So I feel like it's always going to be a challenge. Could it get better? I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't get worse. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just appreciative for like filmmakers who like respect the overall movie going experience, because like, you know, they know how hard it is to make a film, and then by the time like it's released, like that's the time where like their work actually shines, and it's especially like people like Nolan or Tarantino or like Brady Colbert for like The Brutalist, like, you know, they're pretty much like advocates of that. So,
Do you think cinemas will or should take more action when it comes to these cinema rules?
they should, honestly.
Yeah.
Because like we're there for one thing, just to enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
And like we're there to appreciate like the filmmakers' work and effort that they do to it. So it's like, you know, we shouldn't have to talk about like common courtesy in the theater, because that should be given.
Right.
But like again, like we're at a point where it's just like a lot of the kids or like a lot of people in our generation, like they don't get that as much as they like, you know, they don't feel the sort of same impact as we do like watching a movie, because everything just like come and go, like everything's just like instant gratification, everything's like short lived, and it's just like, bro, like movies are art.
Movies are art. Yes, cinema is art. Cinema is impactful.
As cliched as it sounds, it's you know.
It's tough to think of how they can enforce that. Like, I'm trying to say, what could they do to try to educate people better? Because there's all those rules that are clearly being shown. Like I said, those ads, like don't open your phone and everything. But what more can they do, I guess, and how can they enforce that? That's their business.
I mean, it just comes down to common courtesy. That's it. And like we don't get a lot of that, so it's just like, you know, it just sucks the way we just like we have to be like very adamant about those rules, because it's like it should be given at that point, because like cinema's been around for like 100 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I see it less and less now, where a theater employee will come in and do a check at the emergency door.
Mhm.
And maybe, I mean, what more can they do? Maybe if they see someone on their phone, like, hey,
yeah.
you know, put your phone away, something like that, just like quietly. But I haven't really seen that so much lately, but
Now because we treat it like fast food. Like most of the employees they're just there to get a paycheck. So it's just like, yeah, you
Right.
know what?
well,
Go
they
ahead,
should
man.
respect the cinema experience
Yeah.
also. Those who work there should.
Yep.
Freddie, Matthieu, thank you both so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Liz.
I'm very glad to have you both back on, and you both truly value cinema.
Yeah.
Matthieu, you have a YouTube channel, Matthieu Côté.
Yes.
Do you have any upcoming videos that you can tease?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually finishing my top 10 of 2024, so I'll try to post that in the next couple of
Nice.
days. My favorite of the year. I'm a little bit late, but that's what it is. And I have to say, this was very therapeutic. Like I was able to let out all the wild and all the
Yes.
the bad thoughts I had about movie theaters. So it's good to lash out a little bit, and then we'll go back to the movies and have a good time. But it's nice to have this moment just so we can, I don't know, give some crap to all those people who gives us crap when we go to see the movies.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Yes. It is very therapeutic, and I
Yeah.
feel so seen. Like all three of us clearly have a passion for cinema and going to the theater, so we have a lot of the same complaints and pet peeves. So it's nice to just
Yeah.
talk about it. That's part of why I really wanted to talk about it, because this has become more of a conversation, and you can hear from three true cinephiles who love going to the theater, who really value the experience and what we have to say and what we tolerate and what we will not tolerate. Trying to make the theater experience better for everyone.
Yeah.
Now, Freddie,
Yes.
you said you're sometimes a filmmaker and you are
Sometimes.
a Patreon Letterboxd member.
Hopefully, I can make my comeback into filmmaking this year.
Yes, yes. You've been working on some things.
Get out of retirement.
Yes.
Well, shout out to Craig and my brother for being the only directors, or the very few directors, of put me on their film sets, put me to work. So I appreciate y'all. So thank you.
Anything you would like to plug?
Yeah, you could just follow me on Instagram at Burgitos, or you could also follow me on Letterboxd at Freddy Burgos. I also entail some of my best and worst experiences in two of my lists for my best and worst cinematic experiences on Letterboxd. So if you look at the notes, you could see in full detail some of the stories I have with those two lists. You could also try to check out my work or my past work on Fresh Eye Collective on YouTube, because I know I still have 4 videos up on there. But again, hopefully this year I get to come out of retirement. So
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I'm
because
excited.
we love cinema.
We love cinema here. That's right.
Yes.
Now, is there a film recommendation, a line from a film, really anything you'd like to conclude our episode with today?
I don't know, because I know it's very limited now. I mean, I think if they just ended the theatrical run with the 70mm, but hopefully when it comes back on its standard form, watch The Brutalist.
Yeah.
One of the best movies, or top 2 of that came out last year, right behind Nora, or neck and neck with Nora. Watch The Brutalist, and hopefully if you could watch it in 70, watch it in 70. And to quote a line from there, go forth to America, and I'll follow you. Absolutely beautiful film. Shout out to Sean Baker and Brady Corbeau for recommending me to watch that in 70 after their little directors on directors interview with each other. That was a fun time. And shout out to my parents who brought me to New York this past week to end the new year off. So thank y'all.
That was your last film of the year, right?
That was my last film of the year,
Wow,
The Brutalist.
nice.
One of the best films of 2024.
I need to watch it,
All right,
especially
Matthew?
since you said that Nora was your favorite. It's also my favorite of the year,
What's it?
Nora.
Yeah, it's a Nora and The Brutalist, yeah.
Yeah, so good. I'll watch that out. And otherwise, I'll go with the most recent one I've seen in theaters. While it's still playing, you need to go see Nosferatu. It's just a beautiful work with gothic production design.
Yeah.
Great atmosphere by Robert
Right.
Eggers. Yeah, just beautiful film.
No, my brother wanted me to mention, everybody was laughing at the end of the
He
whole
gave you
thing.
notes for this episode?
No, he did. He just texted me saying, oh yeah, just tell
Oh
him
my
about your
God.
experience. So,
What is
we were
this?
all laughing, at the end of Nosferatu, because that final shot was just wicked. And it was just oh my gosh, bro. I walked out immediately. It was oh my, whoa. Because I was just so spooked.
Hi, Bernardo, by the way.
Hello, Bernardo.
Since we're going most recent theater experiences, I last saw Baby Girl in the theater. Now, I have an advisory for this. Careful who you go see Baby Girl with,
Yeah.
because you may think it's going to be tamer than what the trailer suggests. It is not. It is not. And I wasn't so prepared, but Nicole Kidman, she goes all the way, and I respect her. She's a bold actress. She's one of the boldest actresses around.
We've seen Eyes Wide Shut, right?
Oh, I love Eyes
Okay,
Wide Shut.
yeah, yeah.
But Eyes Wide Shut and Baby Girl would be a perfect double feature.
Okay.
One day, I might do that double feature, but by myself.
So what are you saying, Liz? Are you saying I should not go see it with my mom? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying,
Yeah,
Matt.
just-
Go with your girlfriend.
Sounds good. Yeah, better plan.
Oh, yeah.
It's a safer experience. Do not go with your mom.
Yeah.
Don't even talk about it with your mom, because that could create another awkward situation. Like after the theater, when my dad asked how was the film, I didn't really know what to say. But it was a very good film. The score is one of my favorites of last year. I've listened to it a few times. It's really cool, and that's probably my top 10 now of 2024. But
Is it?
probably,
So
yeah.
it's like-
Thank you again, both of you, for joining me today.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening. And guys, it's been a pleasure chatting with fellow cinema lovers.
Cinema, woo.
Movies.
Movie, yeah. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Special thanks to Freddy Burgos, Matthieu Côté, and Dr. Jillian Smith. This episode was recorded on January 3rd, 2025.